Yes, mambo vipi ladies and gentlemen, karibuni ndani ya Mkenya Marekani. This is a platform where we educate you, we inform you how you can come to the US, we tell you stories about real life stories about being in the US. We demystify the stories about US. And by the way, this is just a disclaimer. We don't say that coming to the US is the only way that will make you prosperous, okay? It's just creating options and kuna mtu mwingine ananiambia ati nyinyi mnapenda kusifu US. No, we are just saying from our point of view. Wewe piga story yako, pia si tufurahie. So it's not about ati shaming any part. We are just empowering and information basis. Today we have a very special show. We have I'm telling you a TikTok queen, nakwambia huyu ni dancer mashuhuri sana. Ladies and gentlemen, hata sijui tuseme nini. But without even further ado, before tuendelee, please make sure you subscribe to our channel so that anytime tunaleta any new content, you become the first one to watch, and let's support one another. Usi subscribe tu peke yake, watch, like, share, ama namna gani. So, on to our guest, TikTok queen mwenyewe. Wacha tumkaribishe, lakini before tuende pale, kumbuka kusubscribe, ama namna gani. Yes, karibu. Kwa makofi, vifijo na nderemo.
Sijui piga makofi for you.
Wale wenye wanaochi ndio wanakupigia makofi. Hey, karibu sana bana.
Thank you.
Finally on Mkenya Marekani.
Finally, the long awaited.
The long awaited. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful day. And I hope in New York kuko sawa bana. What is the time there?
Kuko sawa. It's now 4 p.m. exactly 4 p.m. Kunyasha tu inanyesha, but otherwise
I'm just deliberately asking that so that guys can know that we operate on time difference.
A huge time difference. That's one thing that
huge time difference, and it's so hard to plan around that.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, but eventually and finally we have you on our show. Welcome so much. Welcome so much. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much. Nashukuru. Nafurahia kuwa hapa for sure.
Wazi. So maybe first things first, maybe watu wanakujua, watu wanakutambua hapa nje bana. Lakini maybe first things tuambie introduction kidogo, who you are, tusikie kutoka kwako pia kiasi, just tukujue kidogo.
All right. Frida, I'm 31 years old. From Kenya, currently living in New York. I'm a nurse by profession. I've had my struggles in life. Joined TikTok for fun, and things blew. And yeah, I am. Now everybody knows me. Not everybody, but many people know me. And I'm known for the wrong and the right reasons.
the wrong. But by the way, ni video gani ulienda viral nayo mpaka ukajulikana?
Oh, kuna video nilifanya na hata sikuwa najua kenye nafanya TikTok. I had less than, I think I had 1,000 followers. Kings and Queens song by 𝐉𝐴𝐺. Kenye nilifanya video with the Masai outfit. And I think everybody loved it. It went viral. Nika restart your trend. Yeah, I was a trendsetter for that. I take that.
Wow.
It had people coming out showcasing their cultures, which was a good thing.
TikTok is amazing, man. Yani, one day you unalala, kesho we ni Will Smith.
Imagine. Actually, nilikuwa nimelala. Niliamka asubuhi, nilifanya video kama jana Friday, nikamka asubuhi, nikapost. And then nikaenda kulala. Nikaamka like 4 hours later na shangaa nini happen kwa account yangu. Niko na 30k followers. Niko as in video iko na notifications zingine hata sikuwa naezana nayo. It was but I was on leave, so it was fun.
You had days and time to scroll over all the comments, right?
Yeah, I had a lot of time because that was the only video that was viral on my wall. So it was nice because nilikuwa na time ya kuangalia comments zote, but si zote. Lakini nayo ilikuwa because it was moving. TikTok is funny. It's regional. So one region it goes viral in a certain region. Everybody in that region gets to see it because the more you watch a video, the more it blows up Like if Kenyans watch a certain video and they share among themselves, it will go viral in Kenya. And then if somebody else somewhere watches it and shares, and then it will actually blow in that region because of the activity around the video.
Wow, amazing. Wow, now let's move to our topic of discussion. Like, first of all, Mkenya Marekani ni platform yenye we talk about life in the US. And we also ask people if they are willing to share how they came to the US, so that somebody mwenye ako pale anaenda kesho kwenda visa ajue, I get your hope that at least kuna mtu niliona they are in the US, this is how they went. So it's just inspirational basis, you know. So maybe we can hear when you moved to the US and maybe how you came. Somebody, it can inspire somebody out here.
All right, like I said, I'm a nurse by profession. Many people don't know this, but nursing is one career unaweza toka Kenya na ufanye kazi anywhere, literally anywhere, Australia, Canada, the UK and the US. So one of those times nilikuwa nimekuja mimi napenda kutravel sana. So one of those times I'd come to see a friend in New York. No, I wasn't in New York, I was in Chicago. In the midst of it all, kulikuwa na Hurricane Katrina. I wanted to volunteer to see what happens, you know, nikadhani nitapewa chance. Then they told me, I sent an email, I Googled, found an agency, sent an email. They told me I could not qualify because I was a foreign nurse. So the only way they could help me is, or I could join them, is I apply and then they help me process papers to come to the US as a nurse. And that's how I joined an agency called 𝐉𝐸. It's a long process, takes about 2 years, but it's totally worth it. Anyone in Kenya who is a registered nurse, be it Kenya registered KRCHN, watu wanafanya kazi, wamesomea KMTC, sorry, KMTC ama these private hospitals, you're good to go. And within the 2 years, it's they take you through the steps that you need to do to prepare to do the licensing board exams for the US, which is basically like the Kenya registered board exam that helps you get a license to practice as a nurse. So everywhere else in the world has a way that they have to certify you qualified to practice as a nurse anywhere. So basically signed a contract with them. Unfortunately, you have to do an English exam. It's ngumu, but ni tricky, but it's doable.
So where do you book these exams? And do they have to like check your grades for high school to know if you qualify to do a certain level, Ama?
Yes. So when you register with them, they link you, they guide you on the process and the steps that you need to take. Basically, they link you with the board, the nursing board on this other end that they work with, and they share the information that you need to send from the Board of Nursing in Kenya, plus the school of nursing you went to. They also need your high school certificate. Unazituma to for them to verify that you actually went to school, and it's just like a verification process. It takes about 6 months, but the agency takes you through all the steps that you need to do. Alafu, ukimaliza, the only easiest way to do the English exam inafanyiwa British Council. Ni wao ndo wanasaidia watu kufanya the IELTS. It's pretty expensive though. It's about 25K right now, but it's if you want it, you can go for it. Yeah. So the thing is, the whole process, you don't actually, it's not like it's free the whole time. Like if you are to use 𝐉𝐸, kuna agencies kadhaa. 𝐉𝐸, there's Avant Nursing, there's MedPro International, there's 𝐉𝐸, among others. But those are the most popular ones in Kenya. So 𝐉𝐸 has specifications. You must do the English exam first. The rest, you don't have to do the English exam. You do it later. And then after you are accepted by the Board of Nursing exam, you start preparing to do the NCLEX exam, which is the licensing exam to practice in the US. During this process, you are taken through study materials and all that. You do exams on and on. It's not so hard, but you have to be prepared because nobody wants you to fail. But it's worth it. It takes about 6 months also, and then you can do your exams when you're done. Because kuna exam lazima upite. And then when you're done, unaweza enda kufanya South Africa. India, Philippines ama UK. Mi nilifanyia India. Hiyo time South Africa haikuwa. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. So and is it like these people are located everywhere in Kenya, or is a specific, like you are in the city Nairobi only?
No, the agency will pick anyone who is a nurse in Kenya. Najua they mainly look at one thing. Uko umemaliza shule as a nurse, and then you work for at least 1 year as a nurse in a busy hospital. So most of the time wanatakanga watu wa level 5. Kenyatta, Moi Referral, Nairobi Hospital, Aga Khan, MPSHA. As in, it has to be a busy hospital, like at least 100 bed capacity admissions. So, because it's pretty busy on this other side of the world. Hospitals za huku ziko busy, and then you can't work without having at least 1 year experience in the US. So, yeah.
So when you landed now in the US, did you now like start work immediately, or you had to do other stuff like to upgrade, get the certification, RN certification, ama kunaendangaje?
So, like I told you, at some point you go and do an exam in India, right? The licensing exam. I literally got my license to practice as a nurse in the US when I was still back home. So they make sure you get that. Yeah. And once
ulikuwa RN ukikuja hapa hivi.
Nakwambia RN nikiwa tu nyumbani. License ya ballers.
With the big boys.
I know, right? It was nice. So you get that, and then so that is one of the things that you require for you to be able to do an interview to get a job, for the embassy to be able to give you a visa to come and work. The visa comes with a green card. So once you qualify, the rest becomes easier. So they actually do it. The NVC process, like they go through the embassy process for you to get a visa to come and practice and work.
Yeah, guys who are watching us, we are talking about registered nurse. Here in the US, it's a big, I don't know about I believe New York is even bigger and better, because here an RN base pay unapata mahali kwingine ni mtu anagonga $75. Yeah? 75.
Actually, during COVID, New York watu walikuwa wanapewa up to 200 per hour. So zingine wanasemanga hiyo COVID irudi tu sasa hivi ile niko hapa, but
so ni time ya COVID mlikuwa mnainua mkono mnasema tuinue mikono useme ni Bwana.
I know. Luckily not unfortunately, but fortunately for me, nilikuwa home. Your stress ya COVID ilikuwa too much. At least I was home during that time, so I came after when it cleared a bit. But thing is, once you get that license, kukuja huku, the thing I didn't mention, wanakusaidia, you move with your whole family. So if you're married, if you have kids until they're like 20 years, or is it 18 years, they literally file papers for you to move with your whole family. Just as an RN as you are, you can carry everybody else.
So this is under which visa? Like, is it EB something or what?
I think it's not
professional.
Nimesahau, but it's under the nursing. It's the professional green cards. Basically you get a resident permit, and your whole family gets the resident permit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So ulikuja na family ama ulikuja solo?
Hey, familia niko nayo bado wako kwa magoti na ovaries. I'm single, no married yet. But wanakupenda time if you want to get married.
Sasa ukipata ma connection kutoka hapa.
Alice tutaleta hiyo familia.
It's all good. It's all right.
All good.
So before you came to the US, had you traveled before, prior, or this was your first stop?
I had. So it was after coming to the US that I realized, what's the point of telling myself siwezi enda US na ati life ni hard sijui nini na venye kuna kakuzuri barabara zinakaa nzuri. I was here in 2017. Just visited a friend. It was just one of those wild things. I love traveling a lot. I've been to about 25 countries. Nimetoka to Jamaica last week, so it's a thing that I love doing.
Just last week. Kule nilikuwa nakuona unaruka kwa maji kule, kidimbwi kule kenyewe.
Hapo sasa.
You are daring bana.
Life is short. You have to literally live every second like it's the last one.
but why is it the people who say YOLO, they do something that would kill them the next minute?
And they never die. We never die. Nikikwambia nimeamka siku moja nikatoka Kenya to Cape Town by road.
Yeah.
Public transport.
By road?
Female public transport all the way to Cape Town with 50. Actually, nilikuwa na less than 50k in my pocket.
Where? How do you do that in fact? Unachukua basi Machakos country bus ama unafanya?
Kitu kaa hiyo. Inaitwa Darlax. Unachukua moja kutoka Kenya to Dar es Salaam to the border of Dar es Salaam. Everywhere is so far. Alafu thing that saved me was interacting. I easily interact with people and I make friends.
Yeah.
Mi si mtu wa kubrush watu off. I listen to people. So I got friends, and then these groups we are in, the WhatsApp groups, I'm in one of those football groups. I'm an Arsenal supporter, so we do charities and all that. So your group yetu, kuna watu wenye wako different countries, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa. I took advantage of that. And had these people guide me, direct me where to get the buses, tell me what I need to do at a certain point. And they linked me up with people who can help me. So nilimaneuver my way around with, I spent a total of 67k Kenya shillings from Kenya to South Africa. A trip that was about 20 something days. I think 21 days. But ilikuwa 21 because I was stopping in every place nikijienjoy. So it was fun.
Ukiyolo.
Nikiyolo.
Kama dawa.
Inabidi.
Hey. So amazing. So when you came to the US, like just landed, like what was the feel like, the culture shock? Like what are you feeling the first time you just landed?
First of all, nilikuja during winter.
Unajua kuna one minute. Kuna difference ya kukuja kutembea na kukuja kuishi. Exactly.
So the first time I was here, nilikujanga during summer. This time round nilikuja December 24th. 24th ndo nilifika. So you can imagine landing in a place, unakuja na mango warm, ukidhani hiyo ni warm, and then you land in New York. And then you realize ni kama uko uchi, ni baridi.
Nguo za mtaani hazisitiri baridi ya New York.
Hakuna, like, if you are to come to the US and you're planning to buy winter clothes, just leave those clothes you're buying at home. Haitakusaidia. It's too cold. So nikafika, I had
you landed during winter.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to New York.
And then unfortunately for me there was a winter storm. Snow ilikuwa inafika hapa hivi. So it was extremely cold. Everything was just, and then so the other thing that actually took me aback was everything in the US is like systemized in a way that there's a step you can't skip. You can't get a house without getting a license, without applying so many other things, without proving that you actually working. And so it took me like 5 days to get a house, and I had to stay in a hotel. That was one of the things that shocked me. Like, you have to even get a license to have a house. Like, not a license. Insurance to get a house.
Yeah.
Mi najonga insurance. Pesa insurance hatulipangi kama wa Kenya. Mbona ulipe pesa insurance jamani? Hiyo pesa ya kukula. But you have to be patient. Then I had to stay in a hotel for 5 days, for the 5 days. hiyo ni Christmas na New Year's, ilibidi nimekaa kwa hoteli peke yangu, na ni hoteli enye unalipa more than 10k, na si ati ni unapewa food and everything. This part of the world is expensive. Mimi kama Mkenya, kama vile sikuwa nimeanza kufanya kazi, niliona nita survive.
Conversion ilikuwa inafanya kazi.
That's one thing I learned. Never convert money and use Kenya shillings in your mind when you're paying for things in the US. Utafilisika na useme economy ni mbaya vile watu wanasema uko Kenya.
But by the way, life in New York is very expensive, eh?
It is. But by the end of it all, once you settle down and you have your things working, it's the easiest. US is among the easiest place that somebody rewards you for the money you work for the efforts you put in. So the money you're getting is worth every bit of it, of the struggle. Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time is fast pace. Yeah, if you don't want to work, utalala njaa ama utakuwa homeless ama utalala jela.
Isi place ya kuja ukaa chini na kuinua mguu kwa kiti ukiwatch movie na kuplay games. It doesn't work like that. The other thing I also appreciate about this place, I was actually, for once in my life, nililipwa pesa yenye nilikuwa, as in within 1 week, nililipwa pesa yenye nilikuwa naiangalia hivi, najiuliza nimekuwa nikifanya kazi kama nurse Kenya kwa nini? Like literally in 1 week I was paid the amount I used to be paid, double the amount I used to be paid in Kenya for a month. Nilikuwa naangalia cheki yangu hivi, nilikuwa naangalia account yangu hivi na shangaa ni account yangu ama ya mtu mwingine. So like it's totally worth it to try and move. Si ati nasema nothing in Kenya ni mbaya, but tusidanganyane, we all want money, so tusidanganyane.
Point
As a
blank.
Kenyan, tusidanganyane, we all want money in life. Unaweza jifanya ni calling,
The paper.
unaweza jifanya ni calling, lakini
hakuna calling pale.
Kama ingekuwa calling, economy ingekuwa na calling. Tuache ujinga. So you have to find ways.
Yeah. So now finding that job now, did you have to now reapply, or immediately when you came from Kenya everything was ironed out?
Okay. So when I passed, before they applied for your green card to come here, you literally do an interview with a hospital here. So there's that part where the agency must prove that you have a job for them to process your papers to come over. Mm-hmm. So I did an interview, the most amazing and the easiest interview I've ever had in my life. Yani, ilikuwa tu introduction, introduce yourself, what are your expectations, how have you been working on the other side, how has nursing been on that side, tell us your day life activity. It was like 5 minutes. And the 5 minutes mi ndo niliuliza maswali kuliko mwenye alikuwa ananiuliza maswali kwa interview. But it was totally worth it. So they have that all planned. Before you come, all that is in place. When you get here, they have someone to pick you up from the airport, take you around, help you settle down, orientate you around, and then mpaka uko set for siku ya kuingia job. So nilikuwa na mpaka interview date, not interview date, nilikuwa na siku ya kuingia job, orientation date, then you go in, you have your orientation. Of course, kuna kwaga na maswali unaulizwa unataka kufanya shift gani and all that. Hizo zote, before you sign your contract, you have all that. So I signed my contract before coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so came in. It was pretty easy because you're also taken through orientation ukifika hapa. They won't just dump you because systems ni different hapa, si kama tu nyumbani.
Mambo kwa ground ni tofauti.
Lakini huku, my friend, kazi. Na si wote mwenye ako States atakwambia vile huku nursing is very tough. But I find it fun because if you love doing what you do, it's actually fun because you have everything that you need to work with. Huku madaktari wanafanya kazi yao, hauwezi ambiwa sijui you're supposed to do, as in kila mtu anafanya kazi yake. Hauwezi ambiwa prepare for me this, sijui go to pharmacy, do this, pharmacist analeta dawa, as in everything is prepared and set for you. So it's worth it, but it's busy. It's busier than home.
So if you would advise somebody to move to the US, what would you tell them? Or to move or not?
They should move. They should definitely move, unless they just want to have a stagnant life and they're contented with not doing anything in life beyond going to work and paying bills. Because this other side gives you a chance to actually make better money, and you can easily invest once you have that. And then you don't really, as much as you work so much, okay, the work is a lot, si ati ni continuous. Kuna kwa masiku kwenye umetulia na ingianga job natulia mpaka unaambia boss, yo, I'm out, I'm going home at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, ama midnight. As in, it's not that busy, but by the end of it, bado tutalipo because you're supposed to be working during that time.
Yeah.
So if I'm to advise anyone, please open to the opportunity and take a leave and come.
So some people upper US or US, they always say like, life is very hard. You don't come to the US, nini. What is your experience? Unajua kila mtu anaongeanga from their own point of view, you know, and everybody is opinionated. They are entitled to their own opinion, you know. So what is your take on that?
From my own point of view, I don't think it's that hard. And I don't think it's worth discouraging anyone from coming, because by the end of it all, if you're hardworking, if you're organized, I'm sorry if you've been complaining because of this. If you're organized, if you have your things in place, it's not that hard. It's never that hard. How can you tell me working 36 hours a week, like working only 3 days out of 7 days, is so frustrating? And it's not like you can't communicate with your bosses. Unaweza waambia, yo boss, I need to work these days, I need to be off these days, and they grant you. I've been here 1 year. I've been to Kenya, I've been to Dubai twice, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to almost 9 states. Na si ati niko leave. Hiyo tu ni ile time yangu niko off na kuorganize na mtu ana schedule assignments. So it's not that hard. It just depends on how you take life. Because by the end of it all, if you really want something, you go for it. But if you sit down and just sleep and be like, oh, I'm tired, I'm sorry, life never waits for anyone.
Absolutely. So because najua kuna msee mwingine anaweza kuwa hapa hivi and they're asking, I always ask this question because everybody has a different perspective. Like, mtu ebu advice mtu young person mwenye anaingia pale embassy kesho asubuhi. Yeah.
So if you come and in the interview, do your research and find out what interview you are going for, depending on what interview you're going for. Kama ni student visa, kama ni visitor visa, kama ni iya job nilikuja.
Yeah.
Do your research and find out exactly what are the questions being asked. All this information is actually on Google. Just Google. Uende tu hapo hivyo online utazipata zote zimekuwa hapo hivyo, and you can literally Google questions asked during visitor visa interview at the US Embassy. You'll get questions and answers, so you can actually prepare yourself and frame your answers on how you're supposed to answer. But the most important thing, whatever it is that you fill on the form when applying should be truthful, and you should remember it, because those are the questions they will ask you when you go for the interview. And it's not that hard. Confidence is the most final thing, and just present yourself showing that you know what you're doing. Because ukienda huko kiregarega, my friend, hata job yote wanakuambia hauko sure Kenya huyu msee anatafuta. And things like for a visitor visa, please don't go there ukijionyesha vile unakuja huko kutafuta kazi na hiyo si visa nye unapewa. So you need to find your ways and work around how you answer questions, and you can do that very easily with research. Just research.
Yeah. True that. Na sasa advise somebody mwenye amepata visa sasa amefika US sasa. US mgeni mono
visa gani, interview gani? Okay, amechukua visa gani?
Mtu amelanda hapa yenyewe maybe see visit anything like you've landed here, you will still have the basic ni the same kwa mtu yoyote, the basic ni the same.
Alright, ninaweza okay, because nimekuja kama visitor na nimekuja kama nakuja kijob. Sorry.
Yeah.
So ukikuja kijob, I would advise anyone. Unaona vile tu unafikanga Kenya and you're settling down. No, ukimalizanga tu shule, umesettle down, you're starting life. Don't be in a rush. Tulia tu. Unaishi kwa nyumba peke yako. Don't go buy things that are expensive, ujifrustrate, uombe malone, ununue gari expensive. For me, I would advise anyone, tafuta nyumba karibu na place unafanya kazi, ndo kikiumana si lazima ubai gari, unaweza tembea kwenda job and save and then prepare yourself to buy something tangible and worth it. Kwa nyumba same thing. Well, lala kwa mattress kwa floor mpaka ile siku uko ready kubuy furniture. Like don't overdo it, because unaweza buy kila kitu ufanish nyumba and then you realize you actually got the cheapest, most ugly things, you know. So take your time when you're doing stuff. As a visitor, ukifika huku, my friend, tafuta means ya kukaa kama unaweza. Tafuta means ya kukaa. Mimi nilikuwa na chance, but the fact that mimi ni nurse, niliona chance. Okay, opportunity yenye nilikuwa napewa ilikuwa nipate mimba nikae na huyo beshte wangu, but mimi upenda kuzurura. Mimi mimba sangapi nitawezana na stress ya kukaa kwa nyumba ya mtu kweli? Haiwezi. So mimi nilikuwa na chance ya kuja kama nurse, so nikarudi kuprocess papers zangu. But ukipata msee kama umekuja hapa kama visitor, tafuta msee muone, settle, tafuta papers. As in janjaruka, kuna means mingi sana unaweza kaa huku, but it's up to you. If you want it, you work for it. But you have to be bright and do your research.
lazima ukuwe simple boy anasemanga baroda.
Exactly. Lakini so unajua ukianza kutumia Kiswahili unanipoteza.
Yeah,
as much as I speak Swahili, kuna zingine zinakuanga zinapitanga hivi.
Well, it looks like when wale mlienda group of schools.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, nilisomea academy. Speaking of which, I was in a school called the photo nilionyesha from grace to glory. You see grace, my friend. Nilikuwa nakaa ka refugee ametoka Somalia back in the days when I was a kid.
I saw that picture.
My family used to make fun of me, but I was in a school called Kiram Academy, and then I went to Sacho High School. I was pretty much a bright kid. In fact, nilikuwa nimeitwa Loreto Convent. So ni vile mamangu akaona hapana, mimi mtoto wangu hawezi enda single school, lazima uende mixed school. Nikatupa Sacho High School. Sacho High School is so beautiful. It's a ni shule za Moi, so wanaitanga group of schools, but it's just a school, but it's a nice place. And then nikaenda Nairobi Hospital School of Nursing. That's where I did my nursing registered course. It's a nice place to study, actually, because I think the school fees was about 300K. Speaking of school fees, I've seen so many people asking if they can come and study nursing in the US. That thing is expensive, my guy. Ukipata chance ya kuifanyia nyumbani, then ukuje ufanye kazi huku, I would advise that. But kukuja study nursing US ni expensive, and it's not easy to get someone sponsoring you fully for the course. So if you get a chance, study at home and then come and practice here. Back in the days. That was Kiram Academy. And then things changed.
Mungu aitwe Mungu.
Mungu aitwe Mungu, my friend. I look like I was a refugee from somewhere. Niko tu somewhere uko northeastern uko, you know. Alafu to make it worse, I was forced to shave my hair in. Imagine, you know, despite everything, nililazimishwa kushave nywele. And in that photo, I was actually receiving a present for being position 1. It's 422 marks out of 500. Man, I was a bright kid.
Ulikuwa wewe na elimu mlikuwa sawa kabisa, sambamba.
And weird thing is, I can perform, but I'm one person who has attention deficit disorder. So I cannot sit down and study like continuous. Nakuwaga na shida. So I'm more of a visual person, present in class kind of studies. Nikitoka class, hakuna kitabu inashikwa. But we made it. We made it. We're here.
Unajua, there's something we mentioned na nataka tuirudilie kidogo. You know, we come from a place of not having. Sasa unakuja US, unapata like New York najua ni worse because Washington we are just trying. Pombe kila kitu imerushiwa like ile, unajua hapa kila kitu is acceptable, but ile time unaenda kutafuta kazi ndio unajua ujui.
Ndio unajua
and a lot of our young people, I don't know about New York, sijui kama community ya huko Kenyan community how it is, but here we've buried a lot of Kenyans, we've buried a lot of people who iyo freedom, that freedom, too much freedom iliwapata pabaya because hapa hakuna mzazi ya mtu, unajua, and as young people you get a certain exposure ukifika huku. So I don't know how you can advise young people who wanakuja huku, maybe mtani walikuwa nakaziwa, hapa wanapata everything. Yes, you can do everything, sheria utapiga, but what is the limit? Because if you drink and drive, DUI inakungoja pale, na a lot of DUI will cause you to be unemployed, and when you are unemployed you become homeless. So
I would advise anyone, something that my mom once told me when I was a kid. I think that's the only advice that I remember from my mom. She passed away when I was 16 years. So aliniambianga, anything you do in life determines how the outcome of your future is going to be. So whatever it is you do right now behind doors, or it literally has a whole huge impact on how your life is going to end up being. You know, kitu tu aliniambia. So this part of the world, as you said, for sure, hata hapa paliniko, it's sad that I've come across a Kenyan mwenye alikuja kusoma medicine, alikuja ni dem actually, alikuja kufanya medicine, but tuseme tu vitu zilienda the other way. And from the aspect that alikuja kufanya medicine, na maanisha she's from a well-off family back home, kama unakuja kusoma medicine huku na unalipa school fees, you know. Drugs are accessible, everything else is accessible. If you can use something in moderation, then do. I don't think there's any fun in using drugs, to be honest. I don't find any fun in being high and unaware of your presence in life. If you can do something and you're aware of what you're doing and you can remember 50 years from now, then do it. But drugs don't help you in any way. The only problem is you can take a drug, maybe with a weed leo, alafu the next thing that happens, it triggers some psychotic issues that is in your genetics, and unaanza kuwa na ugonjwa ya akili, and you end up being as a burden to your own family. So I wouldn't advise anyone to do drugs, but this part of the world, you have everything at your, I can walk out and get anything that I want. Literally anything in the movies or in the books. And things like liquor is very cheap here. Like unaenda kwa super hivi na 10k, utoke na drinks kama zote zenye umeshinda ukinunua na 10k.
Ni cheap kuliko maji.
Kenya 10k ni exactly, ni cheap kuliko maji. That's the right word. Unaendanga hivi unashanga, kwani hii country, alafu unaambiwa this is the cheapest place. No, this is actually more expensive than other places. I'm like, kwani watu wanafanya nini country? But then I realized drugs is rampant in this part of the world. So just pick a struggle, focus on what brought you here. Don't be a waste to yourself, because by the end of it all, you don't want to be a burden to others, and you don't want to die miserable. It's gonna be sad.
Yeah. On the same breath, I actually kuna point nataka to discuss kidogo before we even conclude. Same thing, coming from a point of not having. Unapata huku kuna hii story ya credit card. So you find you want to roll with the big boys. So at the end of the day, you don't roll because unashindanga job. Uko na TV ya 80 inch, uko na Mercedes, but brand new 2022. But now the problem is, the expensive the car, the much you'll be paying for insurance, both insurance and the car itself. because inakungoja. Unaweza pata gari unalipa 1000, the next thing unalipa sijui nini, TV bado unalipa.
Leo ni salary ya wiki mzima.
So you end up not spending what you earn. You always at work. Na hiyo inakujanga, I think inatupianga temptation sana, because kuna vile unataka kutesa bana watu nyumbani wajue niko bana nilifika.
I would advise anyone.
Then, and that's why we say US siku poa, because tunashinanga job.
Na niwe umejitafutia hizo mashida. Unacheki pale? That place that's supposed to be my TV.
Itakukumbusha nyumbani.
1.5. Alafu TV yangu inafaa kwa hapo. 1.5 years later, the TV that I want is expensive. But I live alone. I don't actually watch TV as much. Nashinanga TikTok ama niko kwa laptop kwa kitanda. So nilianza kujiuliza, like, the point is, do things that's gonna be affordable for you. Don't overdo it. Niko na credit card, but my credit card is for buying 1 coffee a year. Bora tu imelipiwa coffee. Like, I will just do a Starbucks a year, and that's it. And my credit remains at 700 and above. Like, inakuwaga tu 600, 700. Sijui bado na learn how to use that credit card. But it was so hard for me to learn how to use to do the credit system. And the only reason I actually did it is because by the end of it all, I want a good car, yes, and I still want to buy a house. And you can do that without it. If I could, I would not have taken it.
Yeah.
Because hizo madeni zinakuwekanga in a situation that you buy things, you spend so much, you decorate your house. My guy, by the end of it all, spend on experiences, forget about these things that are hizi vitu tunaziacha dunia. Don't show.
Yeah.
We are focused on showing off, and we forget by the end of it all, sisi ndo tunaumia. Me, I only work 3 days a week because sina deni yoyote, silipangi mtu yoyote deni. Like, I'm taking a car soon, yes, but that was calculated, and it took me a whole year to get a car because I didn't see the need of getting a car, and I can walk. Like, it's 5 minutes I live like 5 minutes walk. If I'm to drive, it's like 2 minutes at most to get to job. So nikaona there's no need of me rushing and start paying bills, alafu nitashinda ku travel and doing other things. So you gauge and calculate what is important to you and what is not important. Credit card chukua for the future, but don't use it. Just buy a Starbucks a year, buy something and pay it back immediately, and you're done.
But by the way, gari in US is a means of transport. See utajiri. Si utajiri. You should just buy something that you can afford. It will be a liability ukiamua buy. Okay, me, I love Bugatti, but if I want to get a Bugatti, I can get it. But nitashinda nikilipa mpaka lini? Na nitalipa how much? Hiyo inamaanisha niende kazi Monday to Monday. Ni work 16 hours a day. Double, triple.
And I will end up doing that if I really want to do that. But be simple. It's just something, a means of transportation. Nobody will care whether you're parking a Lamborghini or a Suzuki outside your house. Nobody cares. Yeah. Bora umetoka one point to the next. You going to the grocery shopping, umetoka hapo umeenda job na imekufikisha. That's it. Si lazima ikuwe kitu sijui gist hapo. Enda ufanye hizo vitu Kenya. It's affordable in Kenya.
Amazing. I like this conversation, and I think we should have more of this. The reality, life in the US, so that mtu asione ni rahisi sana na asione ni ngumu sana. Ajue balance yake pale inakuwa.
For sure. Yeah, but there are so many ways people can come over. Mtu akitaka, I've done videos zimejaa kwa TikTok yangu. Kuna watu kama anaitwa nani, Bob Mwiti, hizo program yake anatumia. I just found out about it recently. There's so many things that you can use to come here. Watu watoke kwa internet kutukanana, waingie kwa internet wafanye research, mwache kutukana watu.
Absolutely. Very word up.
Waache kuingia kwa internet kutukana watu. Go and gain something.
And I always say if you feel somebody hajakubamba, tafuta mtu mwenye anakubamba, achana na huyo mwenye anakubambi. There are like billions of people out here.
That's the point. That's the
Yeah.
point. If you don't like something, block it and move. Like unajua, it would make you happy. Like you don't focus on the negative things.
Hata si ati kublock. Sasa una block imekuzuia nini? Just wachana nayo.
Wachana nayo, scroll.
It's too much to block somebody. Why?
I know.
We cannot be without those people, by the way, especially kwa TikTok na Jua and all these online platform. Hata tutafanya hii video lakini kuna mtu hataipenda.
I know. Na mtu ataongea matope hapo hivyo, but ni sawa. It's life.
Yeah.
We all need that.
That's life. So, my friend, I'm not because this is a recording, it's not live, so I'm not gonna go more than this. I want to appreciate you for your time. We need to have this more often so that tuelimishe watu wetu na tuchanuane ama vipi?
Hivyo iko sawa hivyo. I agree with that. Thank you so much. And we should definitely do more of it. We should do more of this. Nashukuru sana. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Where can guys find you? Tukisongana.
Niko na YouTube channel taanzisha very soon. Same name SialoQueen. Niko
subscribe
TikTok,
here.
SialoQueen. Yeah. And if you have any questions, Instagram SialoQueen. Same name. But most importantly, follow and just watch his videos. We're gonna do more videos together very soon. So keep it up. Na nakuja kuvisit soon. So
hapo ni safi. Hapo ni safi. Siaro. Mimi naambianga watu jina yako ni kushirabia Siaro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's Siaro. Wengine wananiita Isiolo, nimeshazoea.
So
but thank you so much. This was
I appreciate your time. See you next time. Sasa enda utengeneze videos sasa.
Yes, acha nitengeneze some TikTok. Acha ni dance kidogo.
Toa stress.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sawa. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay. Wow, guys, thank you so much for your time. That was Sialo, a great dancer. Follow her on TikTok. Ona vibe zake pale ndani. Tusapotiane na tujengane bana. Mimi uso inapona. The last video I told you nilijipaka mafuta fulani ya mtoi hapo, hata hii moja ndio imebakia. Niliungua mbaya sana. Kuungua. But kusoma ni kitu cha maana. So guys, sitaongea sana. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't just subscribe. Share, like, watch. Watch video bana. Watch video. Kama ikubambi, tumia mtu inambamba. Unajua there is somebody who wants to be a nurse somewhere in the US. Send to those people. Si wewe. Wewe kama unataka kuwa ya welder, tutaleta welder. Like that. We build one another. Have a Marekani. Cheers. God bless you. Tutaonana baadaye ama vipi? Yep.